Well, hello there, everybody. I want to welcome you to my channel, Coffee Time with Grandpa. I am so glad and so happy to see that you are responding to my videos and my channel is growing. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about uh, alternative housing, because with the rent prices the way they are, because they are sky high here in Nebraska, they're still halfway decent. They're like $600 to $900 a month, but for a poor person, they can't pay that kind of rent money. Rent and owning a home is just not in their future. They just don't have the financial capabilities of doing that. Poor people need housing as well as other people that have money have housing. And this has been a problem in the United States with rent prices going sky high. People no longer can afford to rent a home. And it's such a sad state of affairs right now, because do you know that this is the silent secret in the United States. There are millions upon millions of people in the United States right now living in their cars, living on the streets, living in their RVs, living in their mobile homes that they have. It's just it's an outrageous thing that's happening in the United States. People cannot afford a roof over their homes anymore. So today I'm going to be talking about alternative housing, how to get that roof under your home. Under your head is the topic of today. There are many different alternative lifestyles people are choosing besides living in a concrete bunker in the city somewhere, paying $3,000 a month. It's just one of those things that people are looking for alternative ways to keep a roof over their head. Let me get a sip of coffee here. I hope everybody is sitting down and enjoying this video, because it's going to be a rather lengthy one that I'm going to be talking about today, because today we are going to be talking about how to get that roof over your head. The number one thing you have to do is you have to find some land somewhere. And I know land is expensive out there. So you have to really look for places uh, to seek out that land in places that are not normally considered good places to live. I mean, that is in a semi-arid land out west somewhere, or in the desert setting where there's no water, no utilities, no nothing. Uh, it's a lot of people are going through these hardships and buying land that is away from society. In other words, they're buying land that's very rural, that has no utilities, but that along with those lands comes, there's no HMOs, there's no rules or regulations. It's just wilderness land, basically, where nothing really can grow on it because there isn't any water source, which means you have to bring your water in. Uh, there's no electricity, so you have to eventually buy an expensive solar array system to bring you electricity, unless you choose to live without it. And just think back 200 years ago, people living, you know, they didn't have electricity. Think about it. They didn't have electricity. Well, how on earth have they survived and lived and prospered in areas that are desolate without any electricity. Believe me, you can survive without electricity. Of course, you have to give up all your modern conveniences to do that, but it is possible. Let me get another sip. Mm. Now, by finding this land, it is a challenging situation because most of these lands are located next to BLM lands, which is land that's owned by the government. Vast thousands upon thousands of acres of land is owned by the government. So, but if you're diligent enough and you go through a good company, like the one I usually look at is Land Central. It's online and it has lands that is, you can have monthly payments. So you can pay up to 100, 200, $300 a month payment on a 5 acre lot, which is basically all you need anyway. You don't need nothing big. 5 acres will do a person and a family quite well. It is possible. Go online and go to YouTube and look up people that are starting homesteads out in these wilderness areas. Uh, Now, you would think that the desert doesn't have any water, but they do have a monsoon season where you can save up water. When it does rain, you can collect it and store it and save it up for the times that are going to be without water. So there are ways of getting around this. Uh, if you The alternative housing situation is either it depends on how much money you have and how financially able are you to build structures. But my dream has always been is to build structures with the materials that are around you to begin with. If you're in the desert, you have a lot of sand, so a lot of people have, you know, created sandbags, and they have created mixtures where you pour into these sandbags and you build your house that way, whatever floor plan you have. Uh, there's several people building domed homes, several people building earthships. They're using natural materials that don't cost them a damn dime. Uh, you might have to buy some cement on the side if you're going to, but you don't really need to buy any cement. You can use a mud and straw mixture, for instance. You can do a bale house construction using bales of hay, which are really cheap to buy. You can usually buy one bale of hay will cost you maybe $2, $3. So it is feasible to construct you a home rather cheaply using earthly made materials, natural constructive materials. Okay, these materials are usually free materials you can pick up at a junkyard. Just go down to your local junkyard and see what they're throwing away. uh, Go down to your local resource management facility and see what kind of materials you can come up with. A lot of times they have a lot of used items that you can use in the construction of a home. If you want to build yourself a home that you will feel comfortable with, and a home that will keep you warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Earth-based homes that are partially embedded into the ground and covered with raw earth to keep a steady temperature. You want that steady temperature to be between 68 and 72 degrees. That will keep you a steady temperature all year round during winter and summer. No matter how brutal it is on the outside, you're going to still be 70 degrees inside. And you can have a little wood burning stove to supplement your heat in case it gets too cold or a little chilly for you. You want a little fireplace. You can build that along with your house also. There's so many options out there, and it is really now is the time to think about things like that, because houses have become out of reach of the ordinary man, and finding cheap land somewhere using local resources, uh, natural materials, finding a house and a plan that you have and building it with dirt or with sand or whatever is available to you in the area that you're living in. It can be done. Our ancestors did it, and we can do it again. A lot of people end up building their homes from containers, these shipping containers, which is another viable option to do. It's yurks are a viable option. They're sort of like Indian teepees, these yurts, but they're oval shaped with a dome on top, and they many people in Russia, the northern part of Russia, they live in yurts. Uh, they all summer long, all winter long, because they have harsh winters there, and they survive in these tents, just living in a tent during 40 below degrees weather outside on the outside. So believe me, it can be done. You can find a way to do it, and if you are adventurous enough, if you want to change your lifestyle and want to live a cheaper, simple life, there are many options out there for you. So always remember, you can always change the way your life is. If your life is not going the way you want it to go, if you want to be more living in the natural world, close to nature, there are so many beautiful options out there, so many beautiful stories of people, men, women, and children that have left society completely and went into the wilderness and have survived by leaps and bounds. They grow their own foods. They have their own housing that they have built with their own two hands. It's just remarkable what the world is doing now, becoming much simpler and getting away from this modern world that we live in that is creating so much dangers and so much unhappiness in the world. This is not the world that I want to live in. I want to live in a more natural world. I would be happy having a treehouse in the woods somewhere in the Amazon. It's one of those things. I want to get back to nature, and I have succeeded to a certain extent because where I live in Nebraska, I live in a very small community, and it's just a beautiful thing. Everybody watches out for themselves. There's less than in my little town that I live in is less than 200 people living there, and most of the people are farmers. Um, all they do is grow, soybeans and raise cattle and grow corn, and they grow beets, sugar beets, uh, and people are happy. It's a simple life. They're happy about it. You can do the same thing. I wish everybody a great week coming up. Today I'm filming this early in the morning, so I'm not even woke up yet, which reminds me, yeah, I don't want to let my coffee get cold. Now, how has everybody's day been going today? I mean, it's an early start this morning. I'm sure a lot of people in the cities are dreading going to work and hitting the grindstone to try to make enough money to pay rent for that's coming up here on the first of the month. If you want to get away from that rat race, please tune into my channel. Always comment on my channel. Let me know that you have watched my channel. You appreciate me bringing you new information a lot of times. I just talk about simple stuff like we are today. It's just a way for me to bring my wisdom of over 70 decades. I'm entering in I'm middle of my seventh decade of life. I'm 73 years old, And want to share a lot of things with you, and this channel will be my means of getting that message out to you. But I can't do it alone, my friends. I need your help. You have to watch my channel, like it, comment, share, uh, subscribe to my channel. It will help me out so much, and I so much appreciate it. I do not make any money off of my channel. I'm not monetized. I would love to be monetized, and if I ever were monetized, I would definitely do a lot more with my channel to bring more wisdom to people, how to simplify your life, how to be happy again, how not to worry about your bills anymore. I have created this life for myself, and I know you can create a life similar to mine and be totally happy. I live on a very little. I get a small Social Security pension every month of $940, and I make it work. I am able to afford a lifestyle that I am happy with, and I have learned to be frugal over the years. I don't spend money where it doesn't need to be spent. I spend it on essentials, and the rest is history, as they say. I have created a life for myself, and I want that happiness and that joy and that inner spirituality that you feel inside by having a life like mine. I want everybody to experience that. And please, please, always, if you're going through a hard time right now, always mention it in the comment sections that, hey, Grandpa, pray for me. You know, just sit down and pray for me. And you know what? I will pray for you. I am not a Christian, though, mind you, but I do believe in Christian principles because that's the way I was raised. And it's kind of hard to get away from those Christian principles once you've been taught a certain way of life. But I have expanded my knowledge. I have expanded it from Christianity and moved into paganism. I in my lifetime now, mind you, I have been a Roman Catholic, I have been a Methodist, I have been a Baptist, I have been a Mormon, and now my life enters into my old age, and I have become a pagan believer, even though I've only been practicing paganism for the last 15 years. Before then, I had a lot of the foundation of paganism instilled in me through the Catholic Church, because believe it or not, the Catholic Church stole everything from paganism and they added their bullshit on. So please do, if you're a Catholic, I don't want to disparagingly say anything about Catholicism, because their heart is in the right place, except they need to wake up and smell the coffee. Paganism was here way before Christianity was, and paganism is the way to go in life. You will be happier, you will be content, you will not be judgmental towards anybody. You will Anger does not even come up in our soul because we have learned to control all the basic feelings inside of you that comes from your soul. We have learned to live by it, to breathe the air, to drink in the water, the pure water, and to raise our foods from the earth, Mother Earth. It's just a great way to go, and I want to show people the way is a good way of living, and getting away from the negative earth that mankind has created, because it is doomed to fail. That negative earth must go. It'll go up like a puff of smoke, and then the new earth will come into being, where we will reign forever. As the Christians say, we will be with God forever in paradise. I want to remind everybody, always subscribe to my channel. It's so important to me, and I want to wish everybody a great week. Here we go. Let me have a sip of coffee here. Mm. This is why I call it coffee time with Grandpa, because coffee is so good. I am so addicted to coffee. I want to wish everybody, as I said, a good week. Many blessings upon your household. Blessed be. And guess what? See you next time. Bye bye. I love you all. Stay tuned for the next video.